There is a big chance that the next Manchester United manager is going to be Erik Ten Hag. In this video, I'm looking at 3 players that he could bring with him from Ajax Amsterdam. This list is not going to feature top players like Noussair Mazraoui or Ryan Gravenberch. And the reason for that is, of course, Mino Raiola. I am adamant that the club should not purchase any of Mino Raiola's players because I don't want to be associated with him anymore. And so I maintain that line of thinking. Managers, of course, are well known for bringing players who they trust from their previous clubs. For example, Jose Mourinho, when he joined Chelsea from Porto, he brought in the likes of Paulo Ferreira and Ricardo Carvalho, right? Same thing with Van Gaal when he came to Manchester United after leaving the Netherlands job. He brought in Daley Blind. So always managers try to bring in players who they trust, players who already know how they set up. They already know the standards and expectations of working with this manager. And they act as their lieutenant in the dressing room and on the pitch. So it is highly likely that Erik Ten Hag would probably want to bring with him at least one of the following 3 Ajax players. The first player is Edson Alvarez. The 24-year-old Mexican anchorman is a very good player. I'm a big fan of this player and his way of playing. He's an anchorman similar to Sergio Busquets, very good at distributing the ball, and he has some very good leadership qualities at the back. He's always communicating with his teammates to make sure that they keep their shape, to make sure that they pick the right passing option. And I've seen Bruno Fernandes do that. So if we can have a midfield where Bruno Fernandes performs that role upfield and then Edson Alvarez do the same thing near our defense, then that could be a very solid midfield with the likes of Scott McTominay and Fred in support, as well as the revival of Donny van de Beek, who could definitely benefit from working with Erik Ten Hag again. We could truly have a very good, very strong midfield next season. He's currently contracted until 2025, but Ajax are a selling club. When it comes to Ajax Amsterdam, every player has his price. And so it just depends on how much Erik Ten Hag actually wants Edson Alvarez at Manchester United. But overall, I think that it's the kind of signing that would make perfect sense. Because a player in that position, in the heart of midfield, if he knows total football and the way Erik Ten Hag wants to play and set up, then he acts as an extra captain on the pitch. You could have your official captain being Bruno Fernandes, but Edson Alvarez being more of a tactical captain who always reminds his players of where they should be positioned on the pitch and reminds them to always choose the right options. So yeah, this is a transfer that could happen. Now, the second option is, of course, Brazilian right winger Antony. Now, this guy, of course, is well known around Europe. His performances in the Eredivisie, but also in the Champions League over the past 2-3 seasons have been very, very good. And when you look at the Manchester United front line right now, that right winger left-footed role has been performed by Mason Greenwood, but currently we don't have anyone filling that position. But it's definitely a position that we need. Our right side has been a problem for years now. And when you brought in Jadon Sancho, everybody thought that he would slot into that right winger position. But apparently he's much more lethal playing as a left winger who cuts inside on his right foot. And so we need a player who mirrors that. And Antony could be just that player. He's still young. He's got tons of flair. His technique is amazing. And he is already familiar with the way Ten Hag plays. If Ten Hag can get the best out of him at Ajax, just imagine what he could do with him at Manchester United. A front 3 of Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Antony, or you could substitute Rashford with Cristiano Ronaldo, could definitely be lethal. With the support of players like Elanga or Alejandro Garnacho, we could have a very, very strong attack next season. So again, Antony could be a very good option for us if Erik Ten Hag is looking to bring a familiar player from Ajax. Then the third player is Julian Timber, the Dutch centre-back at Ajax. This guy is amazing. He's physically very strong, very solid, very fast. But as you can see from his stats, his ball-playing ability is immense. It's unrivaled. And as you can see from his block stats, it also shows that he's very brave and he's not afraid of putting his body in the way of shots in order to protect his defense and his goal. And obviously, some people might think that we do have too many center backs, that we currently do not need another center back. But think about it. If we actually let Jones and Bailly go, we would only have 3 center backs left, with a huge amount of wages being liberated and freed from those transfers. But what is really stressing me out right now is that we currently do not have any highly promising center backs in the academy who could just join Lindelof, Maguire and Varane as that fourth choice center back. A club like Manchester United that competes in 4 competitions a season and that plays a back 4 definitely needs at least 4 center backs who are competing for a spot. And so a player like Julian Timber, who is still young, this season has been his best at Ajax, but it's also his first season where he's been relied upon to perform regularly for the first team. He could cherish that challenge, coming in with a manager who trusts him already, who believes in him, and he could truly fancy his chances when compared to Harry Maguire, who is having a calamitous season at Manchester United right now, but also Lindelof and Varane, who both of them sometimes appear and look like some of the best center backs in the world, but some other games they look kind of shaky and uncertain at the back. Julian Timber could be told and could be sold the Manchester United project, where we would say, well, listen, you are definitely talented and young, but we believe in you to be an option for the future. And he would be a wonderful sign-in for us at the back. So these were the 3 Ajax players that I believe Erik Ten Hag would definitely be looking to bring to Manchester United. Are there any other Ajax players you would love to see at Manchester United if, and that's a big if Erik Ten Hag becomes the next Manchester United manager? Please make sure to leave your opinions in the comment section below, and cheers.